Recording now. Okay. Okay. So, by the way, I'm Bill. Um, I'm a project manager and business development officer for IT Works. I'm also a team leader. I have a team of my own, um, and a quality assurance, and now I'm also a trainer. So I've been wearing a lot of hats lately, but that's okay. As long as I already know what's in this project anyway. Okay, so here's a rundown of what we'll be discussing today. So introduction is on the next slide, pre-transcription process, and is on slide 11. Transcription process on 26. Slide 33, we have annotation guidelines, which is the meat of what we're going to talk about. Frequently asked questions on slide 59. I'll be doing a demo on slide 64. Some Q&A on slide 66, and of course, we're going to end at 67. Yung Q&A naman, I'm not very strict. You can chat it on the chat box. You can interrupt me or turn on your mic, interrupt me lang on my lecture. It's okay. So I don't mind. Kasi kapag later pa yung Q&A, baka makalimutan yung mga tanong eh. Right? So, mas gusto natin na answer natin siya kagad. Okay? Okie dokie. Some introduction. So, who is IT Works anyway? So, IT Works is actually an IT service company with over 20 years of experience in at least 35 countries. So, you can say that it's a global company. And it uses results-driven strategies which benefit businesses of all kinds. So IT Works has a lot of services, which include these ones: software system and development, e-commerce and web applications, digital marketing and online advertising, mobile app development, corporate branding and design animation, and of course, outsourcing solutions and employee leasing services. Okay, but for this project, we'll be focusing on the last one. Actually, you can check out these services on their IT Works website. I think it's itworkserve.com. So you can check out each of these services. Marami pa yan na under these ones. But for this particular project, we'll be focusing on the last one, which is the outsourcing solutions and employee leasing services. Why? Because this is what this is the service that our client availed. Okay, so who is our client to begin with? Our client is TikTok. Okay, so I think you guys know what TikTok is and what it is and what app it is. It's a very well-known app that's being used worldwide. So if you guys don't know, it's a Chinese video sharing focused social networking service owned by ByteDance. So ByteDance is the conglomerate or the company that owns TikTok. Okay, the same way that Facebook owns Instagram, Facebook owns WhatsApp, ByteDance owns TikTok. Okay, so this social media platform is used to make a variety of short form videos of varying genres, from dance, comedy, and education. So these videos have duration of 15 seconds to 3 minutes. Okay, just so you know, guys know what a TikTok video is, which I think you guys are familiar naman. Baka nga iba sa inyo may na-download na yung app na yan. I have here a couple of compilations of TikTok videos. So I'll be showing you each one. So just for us to see like what it looks like. Okay.
Here's why Nikola Tesla was obsessed.
I'll play a shorter one. How about it?
But do your own research and write this all up.
Okay. I'll turn on the captions over here.
5 signs you're a visual learner. 1. You're good at remembering faces.
Narinig naman ba yung audio?
Opo.
Medyo mahina po.
Medyo
mahina
mahina
lang.
po. Sorry. Sorry na. Okay, ito.
Not names. Visual learners learn through images, so when you meet someone, you can always recognize them again. But remembering their names, another story. 2. You prefer to see directions, not hear them. So if you're lost, you'd rather look at Google Maps or Waze, not hear Siri spew out a bunch of different directions. 3. Your mind wanders during lectures. Do you find yourself zoning out during a class lecture or a long speech? That's a good sign you're a visual learner because you don't have engaging visual stimuli. 4. You're detail-oriented. Visual learners always notice the little things. 5. You're talented at the arts. Visual learners tend to be very talented at stuff like painting, music, drama, anything that they can visualize in their heads and then create. File for more tips.
Hello.
Hi. Yes?
Ay, sorry. That's my son.
Hello?
Sorry, sir. Yung anak ko.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. Okay, so that's one of the educational TikTok videos. So this one, we're featuring a fidget toy. So what is this fidget toy? I put it here because we encounter a lot of audio clips that talks about Pop It or this fidget toy. So para lang you're already familiarized of what it is. So here, I'll play it. Usually kids ang mga nagre-review nito eh. So ayun.
Fake fidget trading with my friend. Her account's in the caption. Everybody go follow her. I'm gonna offer my Simple Dimple.
All these.
Simple Dimple for Simple Dimple, and she's adding. I'm gonna accept.
I like this color.
I think that was a really good trade. Okay, it's her turn to offer.
Trading DNA ball.
I think I'm gonna offer this smash ball.
Add a little bit and I'll accept.
I'll add this mini Nido.
Accept.
Yay, guys,
Now
look
I can
at.
add to my Nidos.
Guys, she has a lot of Nidos. My turn, and I'm offering this fidget cube.
I'll trade this and this.
Okay, so I think that's enough. Okay, so they are called Pop-Its. They're fidget toys. And they do kids do reviews of these. Actually, itong trend na to hindi po umaabot sa Pinas. Actually, sa States pa lang. And we'll be dealing with US or American videos. Okay? Okay, cool. So as you can see here on the left, when I play this,
Visual learners
you can see the captions, right? The subtitles.
always notice the little things.
They're actually called annotations.
Here's
Okay.
why Nicola.
Oops, sorry.
Fake.
They're actually called annotations. Okay. So what is an annotation? So annotation is a form in which a speech sound or a foreign character is represented. So in this particular clip, this guy on the left is explaining to the stranger on the right about brain patterns. And ang sabi niya is, but the way you can get information is by proposing your own set of few numbers to which I will say yes. So you can read that, and that's what the guy on the left is saying, right? So now your question is like, who transcribes these or who writes these, right? Sino ba nagsusulat na itong mga subtitle na to and annotations na to? So now this is on YouTube. So if you actually transcribe every YouTube video in the whole world, like how much people would it actually take for you to transcribe all of that? It will take millions of people. So it's not very efficient, right? Hiring people just to transcribe YouTube videos. Okay, so what they did was they created an artificial intelligence or an AI system that transcribes videos for us, so that they can transcribe videos in they can transcribe an hour's video in 2 seconds. Kasi intindihin lang nila yung content, di ba? So how does that work? Artificial intelligence and transcription. Dito muna tayo sa left. So artificial intelligence transcribes videos and audio clips of humans by converting audio or video content to text through supervised machine learning. It's called supervised machine learning. So why supervised? Kasi they're still learning, they're not perfect yet, so they still need supervision. So you're asking supervision from who? Sino nagmamanage yan? Sino nag-supervise? It's us, the humans. We're the human intervention. We're the ones who supervise the AI and the machine learning. So here's the simple process of the AI supervised learning on the right. Okay, it's called the input-output process. So input is where the humans will feed content into the AI system. So here, input. In this case, audio file yung in-input niya. And dun sa audio file, ang nakasabi dyan, ang words na nandyan is that follows the rule. Okay? So now, pag pinakain nyo ng video file, lalabas na yan sa AI system, they're going to dissect this particular audio file, and then the output will already be the transcribed text. So from an audio file like this, it's going to be a transcribed text over here. Okay? So now, this transcribed text is what's going to be used to produce, or what's going to be used for these YouTube videos that you can see here. Okay, so that follows the rule. So amazing enough, from audio file to transcribed text to being in the actual video itself. So that's amazing. Okay, AI supervised learning input-output process. So where does the humans come in? Okay, once it's input, before it outputs, actually there's another step here. Okay, so this is where we come in. This is where we try to make it correct. Kasi this AI system is not perfect, right? So pwede siya magkamali. So if you think that it says that follows the rule, pwedeng isulat ng AI dyan is that follows the cruel, or that follows lang, wala yung the rule. So nagkakamali siya kasi it's still learning, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to help them become more accurate. So now we're going to check their work. Okay. So since that follows the cruel yung sinabi niya, kunyari. So alam mo ngayon, basing from the audio that's here, alam mo the rule yon, hindi yun cruel. So what will you do? Of course, you'll edit the text. So basically, that's the context of what the work is. We're helping AI become more efficient and more accurate, so that it won't need us or it won't need human intervention in the future, so that it can transcribe everything already, every every conversation or every video that there is possible. However, since we're not dealing with YouTube, we're dealing with TikTok, right? So they have their own AI system that they want to develop and that they want to progress. So, para sa akin, mas advanced yung AI system ni Google. Hindi pa masyadong advanced yung kay TikTok. But that's okay. That's why we're here anyway. So, we're here to help them out and help AI become more accurate and more efficient. Okie dokie. Pre-transcription process. What do you need before you can actually transcribe? Okay, so for you to start transcribing, you have to understand this particular flowchart. Don't worry, it's not a lot. I will guide you in each one of these. So dito muna tayo sa legend sa lower left. IT work global tasks is the one in green. ByteDance is the one in blue. Client tasks is the one in yellow. Client natin yung ByteDance, pero ngayon system lang nila yan. Computer system lang nila yan. Decision is on the pinkish or red. So ayun. So let's start here first on the pinaka left, moderate. Moderate is actually you guys, the moderators. So you guys are the transcriptionists. So you're going to moderate 100% of the audio clips. So if the client gives us 10,000 audio clips, we will moderate 10,000 of them. Sure, 100% of them. So what exactly is moderate? So moderate is when you're going to help AI become more efficient through proofreading their work. So you're going to edit their work, you're going to adjust their work basing on how you hear it. Okay, so that's moderation. But of course, we have some guidelines that we're going to follow. That's why we're in this training anyway. So I'm going to be discussing the guidelines later. So after you guys moderate all of the clips, where does it go? So these clips go to the QA, the quality assurance team. I'm one of the QAs. So we check and review your work if it follows the guidelines. Because if it doesn't follow the guidelines, then we'll edit it or we'll discard it and we'll let you know that you didn't follow this particular guideline, nagkamali ka dito, ganyan, etc. Don't worry, it's okay. It's a process, may learning process to. So we're very lenient naman on that. This as long as hindi palaging nagkakamali. Okay. So if you moderate 100% of the audio clips, we will also review and check 100% of them. So after that, after 100% of the audio clips has been QA'd, 20% of those goes to the evaluation. Okay, so evaluation, we can't adjust or we can't edit. Pass or fail lang. Okay, so either we click pass or we click reject because there's an error, right? So now, what if the task, the audio clips, didn't pass the evaluation? So if it didn't pass the evaluation, it's gonna go to the task pool over here. And the task pool is the place or the database of clips of audio to be transcribed. Okay, so kung sa task pool, babalik na naman yan sa moderate. Okay, basta lahat ng nasa task pool, babalik yan sa moderators, babalik sa inyo. So, pwedeng mangyari is, nag-moderate kayo, tapos, dumating sa QA, dumating sa evaluate, hindi pumasa sa evaluate, babalik siya ng task pool, babalik sa'yo. Pwede mangyari yun. So, ayun. Anyway, for the first time that it didn't pass the evaluation, it's gonna go to the task pool again, and it's gonna go back to the moderate and then QA and evaluate. For the second time that it didn't pass, it's gonna go back to the task pool again, and then let's go back to moderate, QA, evaluate. Okay, what if for the third time that it didn't pass? For the third time that it didn't pass, the evaluation period is going to go to the abandoned pool. And this particular abandoned pool is like a cemetery or a graveyard, wherein the audio clips in the abandoned pool cannot be utilized to make AI more efficient. They're not going to be used by our client. Okay, so what if it did pass? What if the audio clip did pass the evaluation? Perfect. Guidelines niya, maayos, transcription is okay. What happens? It's going to go to the quality assurance team of our client. So they do their own quality assurance, but their quality assurance is just like a pass or submit lang. Hindi sila nag-edit. Okay. So what if it didn't pass the client's QA? So for the first and second time na hindi siya pumasa, babalik sa task pool natin, moderate na naman natin, QA, evaluate, etc. First and second time, ganun lang. Proseso kasi siya. For the third time that it didn't pass, it's gonna go to the abandoned pool, meaning it won't be utilized. But what if pumasa naman? And then the process is finished. They're going to be feeding that into the machine learning artificial intelligence. And then after that, we have made our purpose. We have successfully finished our purpose of making AI more efficient and more accurate. So just think of the amount of clips that we're handling. Just last week, we finished 67,000 clips. So 67,000 yung na-feed sa AI last week. So ang daming clips nun. It's a lot of clips. Okay, so if that is the case, then we're really truly making AI more efficient and more accurate. Actually, yung first week namin dito sa work na to, pangit pa yung AI system. Marami siyang mali. Pero ngayon, third week or fourth week namin, nakita namin na gumagaling yung AI. So as the time goes on, it's becoming more understandable and through our help. So, ayun. So requirements and qualifications ito as a transcriber. So, you're supposed to be in possession of a properly working laptop and or personal computer and a smartphone that you guys can use. So you can check naman the minimum system requirements here. Ayan. Hindi ko na to i-click. I'm gonna send this PDF naman. Okay, but I think i5 na processor with 8 GB RAM, then you're supposed to be good. Safe na yun. Okay, stable internet connection, of course. You're supposed to be in possession of a properly working headphone or headset that you guys can use, because majority of the job is listening to the actual audio clips. So you can't listen without having a good tool for you to listen with, right? So I think you guys would need to, hindi naman invest, no? Kahit use lang, kahit humiram lang kayo or I don't know, na magandang headset. Kasi may mga audio clips dito na mahina, may audio clips na medyo malabo. So, ba't nyo papapahirapan sarili nyo by using headphones or headset na basag-basag? You know what I mean? Yung basag yung tunog. So, dapat clear and dapat properly working. Okay. Yung tatanong sa akin dito dati, pwede na ba yung mga 100 or 150 pesos na headset? You can use that actually, but it's not recommended. It's not recommended. If it's something you can go higher, then that would be better for you. Kasi this will reflect din naman on your work. Okay. So number 4, you're supposed to be at least above average understanding of the American English language. So why American English? Because we're dealing with American and US TikTok clips. Okay. So American English. So somebody was asking me like, how do I become better in understanding American English language? The trick is to read, to watch movies, to watch American movies. You'll be getting a lot of their accents. You'll be understanding how they speak and how they speak in certain accents and pronunciation of words. So ayun. Sometimes it just grows on through time. I've been watching movies since I was like 8 or 7. So na-develop ko na yung ganung skill. So usually naman, no, you can easily develop that. Of course, at least above average listening skills, like what I mentioned a while ago. A huge part of this job is listening and properly listening. So you guys are supposed to be sharp listeners. Okay, and then at least average writing skills. So you're supposed to know how to write what you hear. Okay, dapat may isa pa dito like great English grammar. Kasi nakita ko may mga basic na English grammar mistakes that na na-commit ng mga moderators. So yung mga quality assurance team ngayon, they're the ones who correct the grammar. So it's good. It's good if we try to, or if we have a basic knowledge of English grammar already, then that will help you guys be more efficient and more performing at the work. Okay. So there are a couple of apps that you need to download. It's called TCS, Task Crowdsourcing, and Lark. So since everyone here is here in this call, I'm pretty sure you guys have downloaded Lark already. Okay. Task and work management platform ang tawag sa TCS. This is where we're going to actually do the work. And yung Lark naman, collaboration and communication platform. So itong Lark, this is like the Chinese Skype. This is what they use. They don't use Skype. Okay, so they use Viber also. So they have Lark. So in communicating with the team and the QAs, we use the platform Lark. So here's my personal Lark. So I use this is the one on my desktop, but I also have it on my smartphone for so when I'm outside I can check the messages. Okie dokie. And in transcribing content we use the platform TCS. So now this is the actual interface, guys. So ito na yung interface. Ito na yung display kung ano yung makita mo when you guys are actually working. So ano ba to? What are these? Ano yung sound waves na yan? What are the buttons? Ano itong text box? What are these numbers? So I'll explain that in a bit, but I just want you guys to have a sneak peek of what it looks like. So app download instructions. So download Lark to your PC or laptop and your smartphone through this link. Use your email, very important. Use your email to register and log in through Lark, both in PC, laptop, and smartphone. Then enter the 6-digit code sent to your email address. Then once registered, join the official Transfer account. So Transfer is our partner in TikTok. So that they're like a supplier there, they're a partner then. So here, TCS login is connected to this account, so you can't log into TCS if you're not logged in or if you're not joined in the official Transfer account. So click nyo na yung link na to. Download TCS in your PC laptop using your Lark account. So go to this link and then select Lark to log in. So once you select Lark, you will be asked to enter your email address followed by a 6-digit code. So once done, you will be asked to choose a team. Select Transfer. Very important. Ito may name lang dyan kasi co-QA and team leader natin si John Benares. So he gave me these instructions. So thank you, John. So after that, you will then land on this page where you can download the TCS app. Okay, link is at the bottom right as it appears on the image here. Okay, click nyo lang yan, then you will be able to install TCS. Note, if you don't get to this page, it means you should try in another 1 to 2 hours as your Lark login may not be synced with TCS yet. So TCS kasi is the official corporate platform that our client uses. So they don't let anybody from the internet just download the application. So you need to be a part of a particular account, yung Transfer account niya through Lark, before you can even get to download TCS. Okay? After downloading, install the application, and then when prompted, select Business Partner, then Transfer. So it will ask you to log into TCS. So just repeat the process of logging into TCS and it will bring you to the main page platform. So pag nanito na kayo, ito na yung homepage eh. Pag nanito na kayo, it means you're all set. So once Lark and TCS are installed, join the official IT Works Lark group chat through this link. Okay. Transcription process. So what do we do when we transcribe? So open TCS in your PC or your laptop. Hindi pwede sa phone, walang TCS sa phone. Copy the QID issued by your manager and paste it on the search bar located on the top right of TCS. So if you're under me, I'm going to be issuing your QID. If you're under Sir Paul or si Ma'am Hazel, then sila mag-issue ng QID. But I think for now, pare-parehas lang naman yung mga QID na ginagamit across all teams. So that's okay. Bibigyan na lang nila sa inyo yung QID. Number lang naman yan eh. And then after pasting the QID here on the search bar, top right, click search. Then mapupunta kayo dito. Ito yung makita nyo. Ito na yung nakita nyo. You can click the star here, by the way, para bookmarked. Bookmark na yung Q na yan. Okay. And then click the down arrow key here sa my right side and then click moderate. So not QA, not evaluate, not view, click moderate. Okay. So when you click moderate, ito yung lalabas dyan. Like this is the same screenshot of what I mentioned a while ago. Okay. So what are these anyway? Ano ba tong stuff na to? So I'll be explaining each of them. This is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is the full clip, audio clip. Full audio clip. Nakita niyo yung mga violet, purple na yan. Those are called sound waves. Okay, so these are the sound waves. So for each sound that is in the audio clip, of course, magva-vibrate yan. Kasi nandun yung sound. Di ba? So same thing, parang yung sa music, when you're listening to music, tapos may mga sound waves. Right? Yung sa mga old na radyo, may gano'n nata. Parang ganito din yan. Same concept. So depende sa frequency ng volume. So dun. Anyway, the full audio clip is a soundtrack. Okay. So ano to? Ano tong default cut? Default cut is system-generated highlighted clip from the soundtrack. So automatic to. Like when you click moderate, in every task you have a default cut. You have a highlighted clip. Okay. It's called the default cut. So kung ano lang yung nasa default cut, yun lang yung ita-transcribe natin. Okay? Okay, let's move on to audio classification. Okay. Audio classification. Do we categorize it as speech or the discard natin? So depending on the default cut, kung i-classify or categorize natin siya as speech or discard. Then after that, text box. We have a text box here wherein we can actually type and edit the AI's work. Kasi once you open the task, once you have been given a particular task, meron na yung text. Meron na siyang text. And sino yung gumawa ng text na yun? Yung AI. So basically, they're telling you, the AI is telling you, hey, can you check my work? Hey, did I commit anything wrong? Like, this is based from the default cut. The audio is based from the default cut, and this is what I wrote. This is how I hear it. This is how I transcribed it. Okay, so now we're going to check lang if it's correct. Okay, so the AI is relying on you guys. So we're not supposed to be relying on AI. Kasi what's gonna happen if we're gonna rely on them? They're relying on us. Right? So walang mangyayari. So dapat we're supposed to know better because we're the humans. We're supposed to be better in communication, right? So therefore, if we're better and then we're helping them, then we're helping them to become better. So that's the main goal. Okay. So when do we classify as speech? When do we classify as discard? So discuss natin yan mamaya. And task buttons and task. Okay. So may a few buttons dito. When you click submit and leave, if you're happy with your transcription and everything, and then you want to take a break, gusto mo mag-CR, gusto mo kumain, whatever, click submit and leave. And this happens. What happens here is it submits the current task, what you did, and then it gets you back to the home page. Okay. Okay, when you click submit naman, this just submits the task that you're currently in. So if you're done with this, click submit and then you will be moved to the next task. Ano naman yung deferment? Deferment is like if you don't know what to do with a particular task, you can click deferment. However, we highly discourage everyone from clicking deferment because this means that we have not trained you well enough. Because the purpose of this training, the purpose of assessment, the purpose of orientation and everything is that so that you guys would know how to tackle each and every situation that you encounter. Each audio clip that you encounter, you will know how to solve it. So ganun lang yan. So now, if you don't know what to do, like na-google mo na lahat, you have followed every guideline and everything, then you have a choice to click deferment. Pero we highly discourage that. Kumaga, ano na yan, quit. I quit. I quit. Give me another task. So yun yung deferment. Audio editing functions. We can edit kasi this audio. We can cut the audio clips. Yan. We can cut it here. And then we can cut it at the end. Kapag may gusto tayong tanggalin na part ng default cut, pwede na siya i-cut. Of course, kapag kinut mo yan, ito yung buttons niya. Start cut. Ang shortcut niya is S. End cut. Shortcut niya E. Play cut naman is play the whole default cut. Is A on your keyboard. Then, of course, play kapag may particular part ka na gustong i-play lang. You can click there and then press 1 or play. Then kapag may play, of course, may pause. So for those of you who would like to read this after the training or if you want to review over the weekend, you can do so. Nilagay ko naman yung definitions for each. So you can review that. Same thing lang of what I said a while ago. It's just more formal. And task buttons. Okay, deferment sends the current task back to the task pool. Yep. Transcription steps. So what do you do when you're already going to transcribe? Like you have open TCS already, QID na, moderate na kayo, lumabas na to. So anong dapat nyo gawin? Anong first step? So the first step is listen to the intercepted audio, highlighted in gray, and classify the audio into either speech or discard. So this one, this bluish gray area, called the default cut, diba? So yan. Oops, sorry. Okay, then classify nyo daw into either speech or discard. So, syempre, papakinggan nyo muna para alam nyo kung ano siya. Kung speech ba siya or discard. So, when do we classify speech? When do we classify discard? In a bit, like 2 more slides. We'll get there. Pero ganyan muna. Yung next step, if discard, submit it directly and move on to the next task. So, click nyo yung discard, then click submit agad. If speech naman siya, automatically nakalagay naman siya sa speech, so no need to worry about that. Okay. So speech daw, kapag speech daw, move on steps 2 and 3. So ano yung steps 2 and 3? Decide whether or not to edit the current cartridge. So minsan kasi kailangan natin edit to. So why do we need to edit that? I'll explain later. But we can edit that. Okay, so after that, if you edited it or you didn't edit it, tapos na yan, transcribe the clear human speech in the text accordingly. Okay, so in this particular example, you have this default cut over here with the sound waves. Okay, so ang transcribe ni AI dyan is make sure it's mixed all in. So now we're going to listen to this clip again and see na tama ba to? Tama ba itong pagkaka-transcribe ni AI? Make sure it's mixed all in nga ba? So ayun. So kapag may mali dyan, of course, you're going to replace it. Okay, may phone-in question pala tayo. Question po, pag discard po ba, will it be counted to our worked hours? Good question, Sir Jero. I'll be discussing that later, but to answer your question, no, hindi po kasama ang discarded hours in ang discarded tasks or audio clips into your total transcribed or worked hours. Kasi it makes sense, the client won't be able to use the discarded hours because they can't utilize that. It's discarded, you know. So why would they pay for a discarded task? So ayun. So I'll discuss that later din naman po, but thanks for asking also. Okay, then once you have transcribed the clear human speech in the text accordingly, click submit once done. If you want to take a break naman, kung gusto niyo na mag-call it a day or break muna kayo ng mga 2 hours, whatever, submit and leave. Pero make sure na finish niyo na muna yung buong task. Okay, annotation guidelines. So this is the actual meat of what we're going to be talking about. Don't worry, this may seem like a lot, pero a lot of these are actually just basic English grammar. Okay? And then the other 50% is just yung guidelines na binigay sa atin ni client on how to transcribe actually. Okay, ito na, categorizing a speech. So when do we categorize a speech? Categorize a speech if you can clearly hear uninterrupted speech audio of 2 words or more from the default cut. Okay, so again, the default cut is this one. So kailangan 2 words. Kapag 1 word lang yan, bawal. Okay? Ayun. Speech na yan. Kailan naman pag-discard? Ito medyo mas madami. So, discard mo if the entire default cut audio is not in English. So, dapat English lang. Bawal yung Indian. May nakalusot kasi. Indian, Japanese. May mga Filipino pa nga minsan eh. Anyway, if the entire default cut audio, if the whole of that clip is not in English, kindly discard. If the whole of that clip is silent, kindly discard. Why? Because there's nothing to transcribe. So, silent lang siya. So, therefore, we should discard. Also discard if the entire default cut audio is non-human speech or non-audible speech sound. So this can be noise, modal words, melodies, sounds from animals or nature. So noise, ano ba yung transcribe as noise? Mga ganyan. Ganyan. Yung mga mga ganyan. Noise yun. Okay, hindi siya pwedeng ma-transcribe. Modal words, what are modal words? They are they're actually defined as the words na would, could, and should. But our client here defines modal words as interjections or fillers. So what are interjections and fillers? Yun yung mga all of that. Yung mga ha, ganyan. Modal words yan. Interjection siya, pero ngayon, for this particular purpose, we're calling them modal words. Bawal din yung melodies, yung mga songs and everything. Yung mga, if the entire default cut audio is just background music, wala lang yun, then we should discard. Walang matatranscribe. Sounds from animals or nature, mga tahol-tahol ng aso, yung mga typhoon or whatsoever. If the whole default cut audio is that, then click discard. We'll also discard if the entire default cut audio is singing or humming the lyrics. So very popular to with TikTok, wherein they record themselves, they're going to sing or whatsoever. If the entire default cut audio is that, then kindly discard. Meron din naman yung mga songs lang, no? Hindi naman nila na-record, pero nag-play sila na ng song. May song yung audio clip. So if that is the case, you should also discard if the entire default cut audio is just that. Okay. What about overlapping speech? So if the entire default cut audio is overlapping speech, discard nyo na. So, ano ba yung overlapping speech? This is where two or more speakers are talking about different things simultaneously in the same volume. So, basically, nagsasapawan sila. So, si AI kasi, they can't recognize two speakers at a time. So, dapat, kung two speakers siya, dapat hindi sila nagsasabay. Dapat taking turns sila in speaking. So, hindi niya maririnig yung mga nagsasapawan sa mga B-tag or whatever. Right? Sa mga ganong shows. Anyway, di niya maintindihan yun. So, dapat one speaker at a time lang. You should also discard if the duration of clear speech is less than 1 second. Okay, as you can see here, the current cut over here, where my mouse is, this is the default cut, by the way. The current cut is over here. So, nandyan yung seconds. So, if the duration of the clear speech, kung yung clear na speech mo is less than 1 second, kindly discard. So, yung transcribed text should contain at least 2 words. 2 words. Like, kunyari ito, make sure. Yeah, 2 words. And at least 2 words, and one of the 2 should be non-modal. So, dapat yung isa, dapat kung parehas modal yan, bawal yan. Modal words like, kunyari, dalawang ho-ho. Modal yung ho eh. Ho-ho. Ganyan. Bawal yun. Kasi dalawa siyang words na modal. Pero kung yung oh, hello, hello is not it's not a modal word. It's an actual word. So, pwede yun. As long as it's more than 1 second. Okay? Then 1.8, the duration of clear speech is longer than 30 seconds. I haven't encountered this one. So, pinaka-max ko lang ata was 20 plus seconds, 23 seconds. So, hindi naman common to, but if ever you do encounter, cut nyo na, discard nyo na lang. Okay, cutting speech. I've mentioned earlier that we need to cut speech. So, how do we cut? And where do we cut? Right, so this is it. So if part of the audio is unclear and cannot be transcribed, edit the current cut within the default cut, the gray area. So again, this is a soundtrack. Over here, the full audio clip is a soundtrack. The default cut is this one. Okay. So now, if you edit that, if you cut somewhere here, ito na yung magiging itsura niya. Ang magiging tawag na dyan is current cut. So soundtrack, malaki, pinakamahaba. Current cut, default cut is the system-generated highlighted text. Kung ano yung generate ng ano yung transcribe natin. Then current cut is yung kinut natin. Okay, the clip, yung audio clip na yun na kinut natin. Terms and definitions, over here. You can review that din naman, but I basically explained it already. Okay, when do we cut and how do we cut? So cut out the non-English part. So if part of the speech is not in English, cut it off and transcribe the clear English speech. Right? So kunyari, I said something in English over here, full straight English, and then bigla ako ng Tagalog sa end part na to. So bawal yung Tagalog, di ba? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that part na ng Tagalog ako. So I'm going to only keep the clear English speech. Okay. So frequently asked questions regarding this. What about when we encounter words such as voila, adio, bon voyage, amigo, or etc.? So here's the answer to that. So if the AI can correctly transcribe the common non-English word, then you're supposed to just keep it as is. Okay. So minsan, di ba, natatranscribe na ni AI yung text, yung clip into text. So, kapag correctly niya na-transcribe yung mga ganitong common non-English words, di keep nyo na lang. That's okay. Cut out the non-audible noise. So, this doesn't mean that you'll need to cut out all noises. So, no matter how short the noise is. So, don't cut the noise present between clear human speeches. So, pag napapagitnaan yung noise ng dalawang very clear human speech and hindi naman siya nag-overlap into the speech, then we can keep it.
Sir, question po.
Yes.
From the previous slide, nakita ko kasi yung pag-cut ng current cut, ano ba siya? Kasama yung pause. I mean, di ba, from default cut, kasama yung, basta nag-cut siya, kasama pa rin yung pause after the clear speech. So, hindi ba siya, kasi di ba, konti na lang yung sound wave sa bandang dulo, pero kasama pa rin siya sa current cut. Hindi ba siya strict sa pag-cut ng ano, or will we be tagged or called out for that? Kasi, syempre, sinasama namin yung may silent pause.
Right. So we do have a rule for silent parts. They're not. Before I was really strict on that. Like kapag end ng word, doon na kagad siya nag-end. Is that what you mean, di ba, Crisel?
Yes, yun po yung nasa current cut. Kahit even after the end ng word, meron pa ring pause na kasama sa
Right.
current cut.
Over
So is
here,
that
right?
okay?
Tama ba?
Or, mm-mm.
The one I'm
Yes.
highlighting over here.
Yes. Is that okay or will we be
Yes, we do have a
banned?
rule for silent parts after speech. So, sasabihin ko na lang din yung ngayon yung rule. The rule is if it's 1 to 2 seconds after the word, you can still keep it. If it's more than like 3 seconds or more, then you should cut out that part.
Okay.
Kasi
Okay.
we're paid for the total transcribed hours, right? So now, if
Yeah.
you cut that, like let's say kinat mo yan, then actually you're kinakaltasan mo sarili mo ng income. Basically. Okay, so pero of course hindi rin naman tama na hindi tayo mag-cut. Na hindi tayo mag-cut kahit may kailangan na i-cut. 'Di ba? Just so that we could earn. That's not right kasi that's not within the guidelines. So that's why we were able to come up with a solution for that na 1 to 2 seconds na silent part we can keep, and then yung rest 3 seconds above na we can cut. So we're
Okay.
given
So is that applicable, sir, for both the end and the start of the clear speech, or
Yep, beginning
just
or
once
end.
lang? So
Beginning or
there's
end. Hello?
okay. So
Hello?
there's
Hello,
an
Crystal. Are you there?
allowance of 4 seconds in total for the speech na silent pause or hello? So in total, so in total, meron kaming 4 seconds of silent pause before and after the clear speech na allowance.
Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin 4
Kasi
seconds
it's applicable at the end and at the beginning.
Hello? Nawawala ata, sorry. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin 4 seconds.
Hello po.
Kasi,
So,
kapag sinabi kong 4 seconds, baka kalain ng iba, hindi, 3 seconds sa una, tapos 1 second sa dulo. Hindi ganun. So, for each part, for each end, for each, kunyari, beginning, 2 seconds, sa end, 2 seconds. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin 4 seconds. 4 seconds siya in total, technically. You can have
so
that.
hindi pwedeng both.
Pero hindi pwedeng
Apo.
3 seconds sa una, tapos 1 second sa dulo, or the vice versa, right? Dapat 2 seconds lang maximum.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
2 seconds maximum for the whole current cut. Tama ba? So yung 2 seconds, we can only apply that either at the end or either at the beginning.
No, 2 seconds you can apply at the end, 2 seconds you can apply in the beginning. But I don't want to say that it's 4 seconds kasi baka ma-misinterpret ng iba na 3 seconds na lang sa dulo tapos 1 second sa harap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You get it? So dapat 2 seconds lang for
thank
each end. So kung sa una yan, 2 seconds lang yung allowance natin. If it's at the end, it's also 2 seconds.
Okay. So, ayun. So, clarify ko lang, kunwari, meron nga pong, current cut. Pwede ako magpasa na merong 2 seconds sa umpisa, 2 seconds sa end. Tapos, isasubmit ko siya. Wala akong violation.
Yep.
Okay po.
As long
Thank
as
you.
it has, as long as the guidelines and the clear English speech, whatever, are followed. But with regards to that, in cutting the silent parts at the middle, silent parts at the beginning or end of the speech, then you don't have any problem with that in the scenario that you mentioned.
Okay po. Thank you.
All right. Actually, I'll be discussing more about silent parts and may demo din ako later. So I'll put that into consideration, Crisel, para ma-show ko din sa inyo mamaya. So I think I was here, avoiding excessive modal words here. All right. So excessive modal words, again, modal words are interjections or fillers. So the transcribed text can start or end with up to 2 modal words. So if part of the speech are clear modal words, and they are at the beginning or the speech, cut out the extra modal words and transcribe the rest of the speech. So what does that mean? For example, there are about 10 has at the beginning of the audio, like sabihin natin ho na lang or he, like 10 he at the beginning of the audio. Cut out nyo yung mga extra he and keep only 2 of them. So, cut out nyo sa text box and then cut out nyo rin sa audio clip. Okay, may follow-up question pala. Sorry. Ay, Mina pala. Hello, hello. Okay na ba?
Okay na po.
Sorry. Okay. So, ayun. That is the case. Ayun. Cut out the extra has and keep only 2 of them. Okay. So, what if it's in the middle? Like I said something and then I said hey hey hey, hey, and then I said something again. So, how does that work? So, if the modal words are in the middle of the speech, you need to transcribe them. So, ayun. Kailangan i-transcribe nyo lang depending on how many times something is repeated. Okay? Cut out song lyrics. So what about song lyrics? So if part of the audio is song with lyrics at the beginning or end of the audio, cut it off na lang and transcribe the clear English speech only. Okay. If it's in the middle, then keep the longer clear English speech. Okay, so what do we mean by that? If in the middle, keep the longer clear English speech. So here, so kunyari, I said something over here in clear English speech, and then bigla akong kumanta dito, and then bigla akong, I said something in clear English speech again. So what am I going to do with that? So therefore, I'm going to cut it over here until here lang so that I could use the clear English speech one because this one is longer than the clear English speech two. And we would want to extract the most amount of data and the most amount of transcribed text in each audio clip um, that we transcribe. Okay. What about overlaps? So here are some attentions on overlaps. Ay, mahina pa rin ba ako? Sorry. Mahina pa rin ba? Pinag-chat I can't hear you clearly daw eh. So, baka mahina pa. Okay. So, mahina pa rin. Okay na ba to? Okay, thank
Okay na
you.
po.
Thanks. I don't know. I think I need to replace my mic. Okay. Anyway, attentions on overlaps. So if two or more speakers repeat the same word simultaneously and the words sound clear, transcribe them directly lang. So what does this mean? So this is when like two or more people are reciting something. So if that is the case, they're saying the same words, same speed, same rate, diba? Then we should just transcribe them directly kasi they can be understood. Pero kapag nagsasapawan sila, like this one, if two or more speakers talk about different things simultaneously, cut it off and keep only the clear English speech. So that's the rule for that. What if there's a main voice in a group conversation? So if the others are low or fuzzy, cut out the unclear part and keep only the clear English speech of the main speaker. So that usually happens when there's an audio clip that has um, few speakers. So may mga nasa background noise, background conversation, etc. Don't worry, I'll be doing a demo later, so you'll be able to notice and understand. Okay, silent part. So here's the silent part rule for Miss Crizel. So cut it out if it's the beginning or end of the audio if it's more than 3 seconds. Retain if it's only 1 to 2 seconds. So here. So kunyari, ito yung silent part. So you can omit above 3 seconds, and before that we can already keep lang, retain. What if nasa middle siya? Like I said something and then bigla akong di nagsalita for a long time and then I said something again. Clear English speech. What do we do? If it's in the middle, ignore nyo lang. Ignore the silent part. What about unknown words or words not found in the American English Dictionary? So cut it out if it's the beginning or end of the audio. If nasa middle naman siya, keep the longer, clear human speech. So usually, ganito yung mga pausang words ng mga bata. Right? So, papuso sila ng mga words. So we should be able to teach the AI actual words. So in that case, we can't transcribe unknown words. Okay, bakit naka-green to? Kasi this is the latest version of the annotation guidelines. We recently updated this a few days ago. So all the new guidelines are in green. So next naman, I think the next version is on Tuesday or Monday next week. So after that, iba naman yung magiging green na. highlighted in green. So in this case, ito yung mga bagong guidelines that we need to follow. Okay, half pronounced words. So half pronounced words at the beginning or end of the speech. Kasi sometimes yung default cut cuts out words. So nagiging half pronounced siya. Okie dokie. So if the half pronounced word is not a standalone word, cut it out. So for example, the audio says, I am a stu, pero dapat student yung sasabihin niya, and na-cut out siya. Diba? So the word student is half pronounced, and stu is not a standalone word. So therefore, the transcription should be I am a. Yun lang. So we need to cut out the stu kasi hindi siya actual word. STU. What if the half pronounced word is a separate word? Transcribe it directly. So for example, well, that is a super. So super is actually a standalone word. Kahit supermarket dapat sasabihin niya, super is an actual word, right? So the word supermarket is half pronounced and super is a standalone word. Therefore, the transcription should be, well, that is the super. Okay? So gets naman yung logic na to eh. Once you get the logic, you'll be able to use this efficiently. Madali lang siya, actually. Half pronounced words in the middle of the speech kasi yun, half pronounced words at the end. So what if nasa gitna naman siya? So if the half pronounced word is not a separate word, correct the word if possible. So for example, sabi niya, I love you. So if you're sure that the word is love based on the context, transcribe the full word. Kasi inintindi mo yung buong context, yung buong soundtrack, you listen to it, may sinasabi siya, tapos ginugol mo, nakalaman mo yung context, whatever. Then if sure ka na it's all, that it's the word that you assume it is, then transcribe it directly. Complete mo na lang. So if we're unsure of the word, if di natin sure, best to cut it out. Okay. So what if the half pronounced word is a separate word? Transcribe the speech as is. Okay. So for example, again, supermarket. So ang sabi ng audio, the supermarket is over there. So half pronounce niya yung supermarket once. So the word supermarket is half pronounced because of the stutter, but super is a standalone word. Therefore, the supermarket is over there. Yun dapat yung transcription. Okie dokie. Last na, transcribing stutters, yung mga nagsastutter na tao. So if the stuttering is not a standalone word, cut it out. So for example, ito, I still miss you. Yun yung sabi ng audio. So the word miss is half pronounced because of the stutter, but mi is not a standalone word. So therefore, cut it out. So cut it out nyo lang yun and then transcribe nyo yung correct. I still miss you. Ayun. So if the stutter produces a half pronounced standalone word, transcribe as is. Same thing as earlier. The supermarket is over there. Transcription yan, the supermarket is over there. Okay, cutting speech, FAQ. Okay, so what if the inaudible lyrics or non-English section is in the middle of the clip? What do? So we need to avoid the forbidden section and choose the part of the current cut with the longest audible and clear English speech. So same thing as I discussed earlier here in clear English speech 1. Okay, this is what they said. I said something in clear English speech and then bigla ako nagtagalog dito or biglang kumanta or I nag-cough ako ganyan. It's already noise eh. So we can't keep that noise. Overlapping section whatsoever. And then I said something in clear English speech again. So we are to retain the first section since it is longer than the other clear English speech section. Kasi mas mahaba to. So ito yung retain natin. So another frequently asked question. What if there's a weird laughter in the middle of the clip? So laughter except for the clear ha ha ha. Kasi may mga taong ganyan talaga tumawa. Ha ha ha. Yung mga ganito tumawa. Mga weird na ganong tao. They're all considered noises. Alongside the cough, yung mga sneezes, mga wheezes, noises yan. So if the noise overlaps with the word, cut the overlapping section and keep only the clear English speech section. So do not transcribe the noise if it's in between the two clear English speech. Okay, not unless it overlaps or very loud. So makita nyo naman yung sobrang loud na noise. You should cut that out if as deemed necessary, no. Pero kapag it overlaps din naman, you should also cut it out. Do's and don'ts. I think this is the last part of the guidelines, do's and don'ts. Pero some stuff to discuss here also, very important. Transcribe based on AI recognized text. Again, they already transcribed something for us, so we should just base it from there also. Pero syempre kapag nagkamali sila, dapat tatama natin. Transcribe only the default cut. So we're not supposed to be transcribing the whole soundtrack, but only the default cut. So the whole soundtrack should provide us with context if necessary. So another important aspect to this work is understanding the context of each audio clip. Because if you don't understand the context of each audio clip, then you can't transcribe it directly. So wag natin sanayin na kung ano yung narinig natin, yun lang i-transcribe natin. And ito narinig ko eh. Ito na transcribe ko. You're supposed to also understand the context of what they're saying. Kasi pwede kayong magkamali eh, in a sense, if you don't understand the context. Okay. Transcribe the speech word for word, including obvious grammatical mistakes. So, may mga audio clips na they commit grammatical mistakes, so it's not our job to correct their grammar. It's our job to transcribe their words. So if that is the case, just transcribe as is. What about spelling? So words in the text should preferably conform to the American English spelling. So for example, like this one, honor instead of honor with an OUR, because honor with an OUR is written in British English. Theater with an ER instead of theater with an RE, because theater with an RE is written in British English. So if you guys don't know the difference, American English and British English, quick Google search lang because Google is our best friend in this work. If you don't know something, quickly Google lang. Okay lang yan. Meron pang isang example nito, enrollment. Dapat ba double L yung enrollment or single L lang? So, parehas na accepted pero yung isa American English. The double L is American English, then the single L is British English. So, just make sure that you're using the correct forms of the word. Space is required between words here. So if you write two words, then there's supposed to be a space in between. Very basic. Transcribe numbers, currencies, and time in full English words. So what does that mean? Example, 1, we write 1 instead of the number 1. 60th instead of 60, tapos TH. $780 instead of $780 na numbers. 10:21 p.m. instead of 10:21 p.m. over here. So gets naman yan, it applies to everything. Basta bawal ang numbers. So if the clear speech mentioned repetitive words, transcribe the words according to how many times they are repeated. So for example, I said, I would really want to be a neuroscientist. So how many reallys did I say? So you're going to repeat that audio clip and then you're going to count how many reallys I said and then transcribe as is. So in this case, I said 7. Remove words that are not spoken in the default cut. So sometimes the AI transcribes words that are not in the default cut. In that case, just cut them out or remove them. Okay. Okay. Capitalize the first letter of proper nouns. This is basic English. Proper nouns such as names, places, brand names, months, days of the week. So for example, John with a capital J, not John with a lowercase j. But pati yung Jesus capital J, diba? Samsung, since it's a brand, S, Samsung, capital S, not Samsung with lowercase. The usual question here is iPhone. Diba you spell iPhone with a lowercase I, tapos capital P. Follow nyo na lang yung official branding ng brand, if that's the case. So no need to capitalize the I in iPhone. PS4, since bawal nga yung numbers. This is how we spell PS4, PS4. GTA 5. Okay. What about months and days of the week? So they're also proper nouns. Therefore, transcribe them starting with an uppercase letter. So, for example, today is Sunday with a capital S, the 4th of July with a capital J. Very basic grade school grammar, right? What about sports teams? Sports teams are also capitalized, supposed to be capitalized because they are also considered proper nouns. So for example, Los Angeles Lakers, Manchester United, San Antonio Spurs, Boston Red Sox, Gilas Pilipinas. Ganyan. So, this also applies when the speaker does not complete the full name of the team. So, kunyari, sabi ko lang, for example, the Red Sox won the game last night or Gilas outscored Indonesia last night. So, in that case, Gilas is still capital G. Okay, since part pa rin siya ng Gilas Pilipinas. Kahit hindi na complete yung team name, as long as nasabi yung isang name, capitalized pa rin kasi proper noun pa rin siya. Okay, what about titles? So, ano nga ba ang titles? Yung mga Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, Engineer, Architect, Lieutenant, General, Staff Sergeant, whatsoever. So they're called titles. So these titles should be transcribed in their full word without any period. So ganito dapat yung spelling niyan. Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, Engineer, Architect, etc. Ganyan yung spelling ng Mrs. Hindi yung M-I-S-I-S, yung Mrs. Usually that's how we spell it through text or whatsoever. Uy, andyan na si Mrs. or whatever. Hindi po ganun yung spelling, M-I-S-S-U-S po. Okay. So titles are supposed to start with a capital letter if the title comes before a name. So what do we mean by that? So if the title is attached to a name, therefore we should capitalize it. However, if it does not come before a name and is used to indicate a person, then it should not start with a capital letter. So for example, in this case, if it's attached to a name, like this example, yesterday, Mr. Stanford visited his family in the East Bay. Or her favorite hospital is where Dr. Sharon practices medicine. Sharon is the name, Doctor is the title, therefore it's supposed to be capitalized. Stanford is the name, Mr. is the title, therefore it's supposed to be capitalized. What if it's not attached to a name? So like this one, that Mrs. over there paid her bill yesterday. Or as you can see, the architect of this house did amazing work. So hindi naman sinabi that Mrs. Annabelle there paid her bill yesterday. Right? So hindi naman ganun. So if that's the case, kung may name, dapat capital M na yan. This is also high school English. So I believe narinig nyo na to somewhere before. Okay, what about this one? Spelling the word per letter. So there are instances wherein the speaker spells out the word per letter. So if this happens, capitalize the letter and put spaces in between. So for example, ang sabi ni speaker is, I am home, mother. I am H-O-M-E, mother. Yun yung sabi niya. We transcribe it as capital and put spaces in between. H-O-M-E. So another example, who said that you should do that to my L-O-V-E? L-O-V-E, capital L-O-V-E, and then my spaces in between. Okay, what about acronyms? So regardless if the acronyms are spelled out per letter or spoken in their full word, capitalize and don't put spaces in between. So same rules apply for all acronyms. So for example, the speaker says NASA. Sabi niya NASA, ganyan. Transcribe as NASA, no spaces. NASA, no spaces. What if the speaker says NASA? Transcribe mo pa rin as NASA, NASA, no spaces. So same thing. And then this applies with like BRB and BA, LOL, BRB tuloy. Nasabi ko na pala yun. IATF, PSU, whatsoever. Okay. Slang terminology. So do's and don'ts slang terminology. When encountering slang terminology, transcribe the words as is. Please follow the proper spelling of the slang words below. So cause, that's our shortened informal version of because. Pwede yan i-transcribe cause. Y'all, ait, shoulda, ganyan. Note, please ensure that the speaker is saying the slang term and not the full word. Like let's say you all and y'all. So make sure that they're saying the slang term, y'all. So there are instances kasi where the speaker talks fast and does sound like the slang term, but in reality they are saying the full word. So sabi ko, you all, pero I said it fast like y'all. So is it y'all or you all? So listen to it again and then check nyo if you all ba yun or just y'all. Okay, what about slang words ending with N? Yung mga eaten. Diba? Walang G, eaten lang. So please transcribe the slang words ending with their N in their full word. So bussing instead of bussin, eating instead of eaten. So kumpletuhin nyo na kahit walang G yung sinabi ng speaker. Kumpletuhin nyo na. Okay. So transcribing sup and what's up. So if the speaker says sup or what's up, transcribe as what's up. So kumpletuhin nyo na. So for example, audio, hey, sup with you, how are you doing? Ang transcription yan is, hey, what's up with you, how are you doing? So very basic also. Okay, don't use any form of punctuation. Yung mga comma, period, etc., colon, semicolon, question mark, exclamation point, among others. Pero may exceptions tayo. The apostrophe is the exception. Apostrophe is the only punctuation that we can use. The apostrophe is used in words such as I'm, don't, or haven't. So yung mga contractions, these are called contractions when two words are formed to form a shortened version. So have it is the contraction of have not, diba? Don't is the contraction of do not. So pwede natin gamitin apostrophe in this one. Exception, another exception. Follow the official naming of a brand. So use the punctuation if necessary. H&M, yan, ampersand. This is called the ampersand, right? Coca-Cola, hyphen yan, hyphen. Coca, hyphen, cola. M&M's, Toys R Us, filet o fish. Actually, iba ata yung spelling ng M&M, sorry. It's supposed to be with an apostrophe. Here. H&M, Coca-Cola, M&M's, Toys R Us, yung quotation marks ng Toys R Us, filet o fish, pati yung mga period, yung ano ba to? Chick-A, parang Chick-A filet ata yun, filet. Chick-fil-A or something. Anyway, basta may period din, pwede rin. So exception number 2, this is how we spell, this is how we transcribe COVID-19. COVID with a all capital, dash, or hyphen, 19. Okay. So don't use line breaks. So continue the sentence in one full line. So for example, ano mo yung kapag nag-press kayo ng enter sa keyboard na bumababa yung text, di ba? So don't use that. Dapat isang continuous flow lang siya. Continue the sentence in one full line. Okay. So in this one, oh wait, no, I'm still alive, I'm still alive. So, oh wait, no, I'm, tapos may in-enter ako, I'm still alive. So bawal to. Dapat ganito lang. Okay, common mistakes. So we're done. Pero may common mistakes pa dito. Mishearing similar words or phrases. So be careful of these similar sounding words. So they may sound the same at first glance, but they're really different. So these are actual mistakes of moderators. So for example, how to park instead of had to park. So if you say it fast enough, baka akalaan nyo how to park. Pero pagdating niya sa QA and evaluator, they have sharper ears. Had to park pala yung sinabi. Body cam instead of body count. Okay, is instead of as. So also not repeating words, another common mistake. Hindi nila nire-repeat ang words kasi tinatamad atang magbilang kung ilan yun. Pero in that case, just try to be patient with it. Just try to listen to it again and count how many times they repeated the word. Incorrect use of there, and there. Okay, so basic English also. There means the opposite of here at that place. There means it belongs to them, and they are is a contraction of they are or they were. There then. Diba? So how do you know? How do you know which one to use? Diba? Kasi ensure that you understand the context. Again, context. We need to understand what they're saying and what they're talking about for us to be able to transcribe accurately and efficiently, right? Okay, another oops. So, common mistakes also. Mishearing TikTok trends. At yung pinakita sa inyo kanina, puppets. So, puppets. Commonly mistaken for puppets. Kasi natatranscribe siya ni AI as puppet sometimes. So, dapat, puppets. Nido. Commonly mistaken for Nido. Nido is another fidget toy. As you can see earlier, may Nido na sinabi dun sa video kanina. Spelling websites. So, transcribe google.com as google.com. Bawal nga kasi yung period. So, website. Why is it capitalized yung Google? Kasi brand name siya and it's a company. So, therefore, it's a proper noun. Spelling these words. So, dapat ang spelling ng TikTok is tama. Ito yung client natin. Bawal tayo magkamali. TikTok, capital T for tick, capital T for talk. TikTok. Not isang capital T lang, tapos yung isa lowercase. Bawal din lowercase lahat. COVID-19, this is how we spell COVID-19, not lowercase COVID-19. Oh my God or oh my God with capital G is acceptable. Spelling of some modal words, the interjections and fillers. Ganyan. Oops, ahem, you-hoo. If you encounter this is how we're supposed to spell it. Ahem. Not to be confused with a simple throat clearing, yung that's not ahem. Okay, that's noise. Okay, yung ahem is a word, is an actual word that parang excuse me, ahem, excuse me, right? So it's used to command presence in some way, ahem. That's how we spell it. So if you encounter any slang words in the task, please follow the proper spelling listed below. So may mga slang words tayong na encounter. So ito yung spelling niya. Ama, y'all, gonna, wanna, yup. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, tryna. M is like them. M. Busing. A. A is usually pronounced with a prolonged Y. So with A, ganyan. In the spelling niyan, A. E-Y. So, frequently asked questions. So, ayun, I feeling ko bago tayo mag-open ng floor or bago tayo mag-demo, let's just have some frequently asked questions first. Do we transcribe profanity, such as these ones? Curse words. Yes, include curse words, profanity, in the transcription. Okay lang yan. If you don't know the spelling, Google search yun lang. Sobrang dami yan. What if there's a homonym? Homonyms are different words with the same pronunciation. So listen through the whole soundtrack to understand the context of the default cut and figure out the correct word to use. You can't figure out based on the context, use any of the words in choice. So what do we do with background music? So if the background music has lyrics, discard. If without lyrics naman, it doesn't overpower the speech, transcribe accordingly and follow the guidelines stated. So may mga ano dito, may mga clauses dito. Paano kapag may background music, may lyrics din, pero sobrang hina lang, tapos sobrang lakas naman ng primary speaker? What do we do? We can still transcribe that kasi may hina lang naman eh. Pero wag lang na almost the same volume or even louder. So, question number 4, are we compensated by each task we finish or by the minutes or hours of audio that we transcribe? So, you are compensated by the minutes or hours of audio that you transcribe. Because it's not going to be fair if we charge per task. Because some tasks are just 2 seconds, some are 20 seconds. So they're not supposed to have the same rate, right? So in that case, the accumulation and the accumulated duration of the transcribed audio that you have, that's what we will be billing for you. How do I transcribe oh my god? The god in oh my god can be spelled with uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. So both are acceptable. Are discarded tasks counted in the transcribed hour? I think this was asked by Sir Jero or Hero ba yun? Sorry. So no, discarded tasks are not counted in the total transcribed hour, as I mentioned earlier. So what's included in the transcribed hour? The default cut or the current cut? Kasi magkaiba, diba? It is the current cut that will be counted in the transcribed hour. That's why we also have that rule for the silent parts. Right. Question number 8: do we instantly get paid once we finish transcribing a task? So kunyari, natapos mo na. Tapos mo na yung transcription job mo, tapos nasubmit mo na. So do I get paid automatically? So no, you only get paid once your tasks are considered closed. So what's that? What are closed tasks in the first place? So closed tasks are tasks that have passed through QA and or evaluation. So kapag natapos na yan, dun pa lang siya consider as closed. So open tasks that are moderated but have yet to pass through QA and or evaluation. Kasi why would you get paid for a task that we're not sure if it's correct yet? So we need to check first if it's correct, and then if it is, then we'll bill it under your transcribed hours. So note, we will be paid based on our closed tasks, not open tasks. So when is the payout schedule? So paid transcribed hours from Monday to Sunday will be given every Wednesday of the following week. Actually, wag nyo na expect yung Wednesday. Minsan na-delay siya hanggang Thursday. So mas maganda if Thursday nyo na yung maging rule natin. Payments will be sent by bank deposit or GCash, whichever you included in the G-Sheets form. So I believe sila Sir Paul, sila Ma'am Hazel, they will send you your own G-Sheets form na you can fill up. How will I know how many hours I transcribe? So you can ask your manager naman for the total hours. So option between closed or open tasks that you have already transcribed. So it's not that easy for them to actually check the hours also. Extract pa kasi yung data and so on. So, but you can do this though. You can do this individually. How many tasks equate to one effectivity hour? So according to our clients, one effectivity hour equates to 450 tasks. But basing on our experience in IT Works, it's around 600 to 700 tasks. So question 12, do freelancers have holidays? So holiday breaks are actually for full-time employees. So we're actually freelancers, diba? You're free to choose when to work throughout the week as long as you reach your quota. Kung may quota man kayo, di ko alam, depende na lang on your manager if you have your quota or not. Okay, where do I ask questions about moderation? So you can ask and message our QAs privately or ask in the official IT Works GC. Ayun. So you can message me, sila Sir Paul, ganyan, Ma'am Res. You can message us. So if I have a quota and exceed it, do I get paid accordingly? So sabihin natin you have a quota of 5 transcribed hours per month. Kapag ginawa ko bang 7 yon, isa nag-extra work ako, will I get paid? Yes, you will get your respective compensation naman depending on the additional hours that you put. Okay, so I think that covers the FAQs. And this is now the demo part. But before we move on to the demo, does anybody have any questions for me? Okay, siguro mamaya na lang. But I will be doing a demo first. So I'll be sharing another screen, another application, and let me know if you see it. Here. Kita po ba, mga kababayan? Thank you, thank you. So here, as you can see, ito na yung TikTok. Teka lang. Tanggalin ko na. Paano ba tanggalin to? Anyway, later na lang. Anyway, I will click view kasi view is actually practice mode. Wala daw kay Sir Juan. Sige, let me share again. Loading screen lang. Okay. Meron na po ba? Sir Juan, meron na po ba? I think you could you try to re-enter the meeting? Meron naman kasi sa iba. Kindly try to re-enter the meeting. Exit muna tapos re-enter po. Okay. Okay, sige. But I think I can start. So the view here, di ba sabi ko kanina moderate? The view here is actually practice mode. So all the operations or adjustments or edits that we do won't be reflected on the database that we have. So this is not legit. This is just practice mode. So I'm going to click practice mode or view just so that could show you guys how to work. Okay. Okay, I'll click view. And then lalabas na dyan yung task.
Yeah. So,
Okay, may audio naman ba?
if you guys give me 70 followers, I have a deal with you.
Mahina po, sir.
Bakit ganon? Wait lang ah. Maximum naman na yung audio. Naka-share computer sound naman. Okay. Wait lang ah. Okay. Try natin ulit.
Yeah. So, if you guys give me 70 followers, I have a deal with you guys. If you guys give me 70 followers, because we're at 67 right now.
Sobrang hina po, sir.
Paano ba to? Naka-max na sa akin lahat eh. Baka, mahina ba for all? Or okay naman? Or feeling ko mahina lang kasi sa Lark.
Baka yung audio po talaga yung hina.
Hindi naman mahina yung audio sa akin. Sakto lang. Sige, let's try to move on to another clip para mas marinig. Mas mahina to. Wait.
Let's smell it.
This one. What about that
That's
one?
better.
Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay. So, ano daw ang first step from kanina, from the transcription process? The first step is to listen to the whole audio, right? So, I'm gonna press A on my keyboard, or A here, yung button na to. And then it will play. So, press A.
Let's smell it first. Okay, I'm gonna smell it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I said smell it.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. So we need to classify it as speech or discard kasi that's the next step, right? So I think this is speech. I won't classify discard kasi hindi naman siya full on song with lyrics, etc. So speech siya. Okay? So, and then the next step now is to edit the cut if necessary. So, ano ba yung mga kailangan nating edit dito? So I think the last part wherein there's no speech, we can cut this out kasi may sigh lang siya. Yun. So I think we could cut that out. Ma'am Hazel, okay lang po ba na na pa-mute po yung mic? Sorry. Narinig ko po
Sorry.
yung keyboard. Sorry. baka po hindi ko marinig yung ano, yung clip, audio clip. Thank you. So yung last part. So I think I should cut this part, considered siya as noise. So I'm going to click in this part and then press E on my keyboard. That's end cut. End cut. So yun. So yung kapag pinlay natin yan, magre-play lang siya hanggang dito.
Let's smell it first. Okay, we're gonna get a smell it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I said smell it.
Okay. So the next step is to actually transcribe though and check if this one matches with this one. So AI, they already transcribed something for us, right? So congratulations to us. We're not gonna do much work anymore. So they describe it for us, pero is it correct? So that's the question. So we're going to check if it is correct or not, or if it stays true to this audio clip. So I'm gonna press play, and then you're going to read it as we play.
Let's smell it first. Okay, we're gonna get a smell it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I said smell it.
Okay, so there's a weird inaudible speech here. And we're gonna do here. So let me listen to that part again.
Let's smell it first. Okay, we're gonna get a smell it. Okay, we're gonna get a smell it.
Okay. I can't hear it, so I'm gonna try to use this tool over here. Playback speed though, guys, by the way. So lagay ko lang siya sa 0.5, and then I'm going to increase the volume here.
Let's smell it first. Okay, we're gonna get a smell it.
Okay, mukhang hindi talaga natin marinig that part. So I think the best course of action here is to cut out this non-audible part. Okay, so I think we could start with smell it since it is longer than let's smell it first. Okay, here. So I'm going to cut this out and then mag-start ako sa smell it dito. So I'm going to start cut somewhere here. So I'm gonna press this here, S. I'm gonna click here and then press S on my keyboard, start cut. So therefore, itong buong yan, yan na lang yan. So let's see if it's correct.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I said smell it.
So is it correct? Does it sound okay?
Yes.
Mukhang okay naman. The current cut here, the default cut, as you can see, yung default cut kanina is 8 seconds, 8.3 seconds. Okay. So now, the current cut, since nag-cut na ako, dami ko ng kinot, may kinot akong noise dito, tapos may kinot akong inaudible part dito, ganyan. So, naging 3.6 na lang siya. Is it above 1 second? Yes. So, I think this is correct. Siguro, let's listen to it one more time before we click submit.
Smell it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I said smell it.
Okay, wala naman siyang wrong spelling. Hindi naman siya smell with 1L. So kapag 1L lang yan, syempre, correct natin yan, smell, right? Hindi naman yung sinabing ate it. I didn't ate it. Hindi naman yung sinabi niya, sabi niya eat. So, yun pa rin, eat. Okay? Wala siyang weird punctuations kung may smell, ganyan. Of course, we shouldn't keep that. Kasi apostrophe lang yung pwede, tsaka yung brand names and COVID-19. Okay, so COVID-19, this is how you spell it. COVID-19. Okay, cool. So in that case, I'll be clicking submit. Pero you can see here on the top right, you can see here kung how much time you spent there. Okay. So I think the rule of thumb is, well, not naman, personally lang to, rule of thumb ko, not more than 20 seconds per clip. Dapat na tapos ko na. Kasi yung iba madali lang, pero may iba of course na medyo mahirap. So let's do mga 2 more. Pero for this time, okay lang ba magtawag? Don't worry, I will guide you through the whole thing. Okay lang po ba? Okay lang daw. Sige, sabi niyo yun ah. Sige, wait lang ah. Sige, give me a second. Ano to? Okay, wait lang. Wait lang, guys. Magtatawag ako, but let me do something first. Magro-roleta po tayo para fair na fair sa lahat. Mga dalawa lang naman, no? Dalawang clips lang. And don't worry, I will guide you through the whole process, no? Syempre, hindi ko na-include sarili ko in the mix. No need.
Sir, question.
Yes po.
Paano pag na-cut mo na, can you undo it?
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
nagkamali ka pa.
Yeah, okay. So, ganito. If you can see my screen, Ma'am Jamil,
Apa.
nakita nyo, I'm pressing different parts. So, I can edit that out. Pwede kong ilagay yung end cut dito. I can press this part and then press E on my keyboard. And then babalik siya doon. Tapos, when we play, it's going to play until this one. So, we can play around with it if we want. Yan. So, whatever. Right. So, ito. Sige, press tayo next. Pero, may spin to win tayo. May spin to win game tayo ngayon. So, dalawa lang naman. Don't worry. So, narito lahat ng names nyo, guys. So, if you can see here, ito lahat ng names nyo. Nakita nyo ba yung screen? Nakita nyo yung Wheel of Fortune natin. Okay, cool. Okay, so, kiklik ko to and then kung sino yung name na lumabas, siya yung sasagot. Nako, Ma'am Raquel, ikaw ang napili. Congratulations, Ma'am Raquel. Are you there po? Or is she here?
Yes.
Hi, Ma'am Raquel. So I'll click submit on this one. And then I'll help you solve the next one. Just tell me what to do, all right?
Sige po.
Okay po.
Now, I want you to look very
So step one is we're going to listen to the whole audio clip first.
Now, I want you to look very closely at Joe Biden's ear loops. Just pause and look at it for a second. But I am on part two.
Okay, Ma'am Raquel, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to play it again?
Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to look very closely at Joe Biden's ear loops. Just pause and look at it for a second. But I am on part two.
Sir?
Yes. What's our next step po?
Sir, ang speech?
Speech siya? Okay, cool. So speech, hindi siya discard, no? Speech.
Opo.
Okay.
And then, yung word na second?
Second. Saan po? Sorry. A
Yan,
second
sir,
here?
tama. Dito po, SEC. So, dapat kong buuin.
Okay. Play ko po again. Play ko po again.
Play po
Now,
ulit.
I want you to look very closely at Joe Biden's ear loops. Just pause and look at it for a second. But I am on part two.
Tapos cut ko na po dun, sir, sa ano. Sa may, di ba, sir, sinabi niya part 2?
Cut ko na
Cut
dito.
ko na po. Opo.
Mga dyan lang.
Opo.
Hindi ko naman na-need yan. Pero acceptable pa rin yan kahit mga ganyan. Okay lang. So, sige. Sabi mo, okay lang naman. Kanya-kanya lang naman yan. Cut ko na dyan. Okay na yan. Or gusto mo dulon-dulo?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sabi mo eh. Okay. Play again?
Opo.
Okay.
Now, I want you to look very closely at Joe Biden's ear loops. Just pause and look at it for a second. But I am on part two.
Okay.
Okay na
So,
po.
okay na po ba?
Opo.
Okay, so we didn't edit much. So, ang concern ko lang dito is this one, the second. I'm not sure if half pronounced yung sec or yung second or set lang yung sinabi niya, walang C. So, let's check. I think set lang yung sinabi niya, no?
So, dapat ano ko na po.
So what's our guideline for half pronounced words at the middle of the speech?
Cut.
So we can either cut or if we're sure of the word we completed. Diba? Pero I think we can do with this second. Tama naman. Per set.
Doesn't look at it for a sec.
Just pause and look at it for a second. So I think that's correct. So congrats, Ma'am Raquel. You have passed this particular one. Thanks for participating. Sorry, sobrang abrupt nito. So ayun. Congratulations. Palakpakan. Anyway, one more. Thank you, Ma'am Raquel.
Thank you po.
All right. So Giro, one more. Remove natin si Ma'am Raquel dito sa listahan. Then spin to win ulit tayo. Ayun. Grabe naman po yung sabi to si Ma'am Jeda. Umalis agad, bio break lang. Nagtatawag lang ako, biglang bio break. Okay, Ma'am Sherilyn. Are you here with us?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Ma'am Sherilyn. How are you?
I'm fine po.
Cool. Thanks po sa pag-participate dito. So, I'll be clicking submit for this one. Tapos, try nyo po i-solve yung next. Basta hindi sobrang dali. Pili ako ng medyo mahirap-hirap.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
Okay, ito. Pwede to. Okay, do I play it again?
Apo.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
One more?
Apo, one more.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
Kasi mas mahaba yung bago bago niya sabihin yung Santa. So parang mas okay pong i-cut ko na lang yung
Cut po where?
diba, Dawson got for Christmas from hanggang doon po sa may from.
Why do we need to cut po?
Mas parang mahaba po yung niya.
At itong part na to?
Opo. Or, well, hindi ako sure kung okay lang yung ganun kahaba.
Okay. So, I think this is a silent part. Diba?
Yes.
The silent part. So, may rule tayo for silent parts in the middle of the speech. So, what do we do with that? We ignore the silent parts if it's in the middle. Kahit ganong kahaba pa yan. Okay lang. Tapos,
Okay.
kunyari, may clear speech dito, tapos may clear speech sa dulo, tapos silent part to, okay lang yun. We should just ignore.
Okay.
So, in this part, okay lang naman. I think your main concern here is yung mga words na sinasabi. I'm not sure of these words. May transcribe na si AI for us, but I'm not sure of it. Do you want to listen to it again?
Okay. Sige po. Pa-replay.
Dawson got for Christmas.
Okay, let's see first. Dawson ba talaga yan? Let's see.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
Okay, so sakto tayo no?
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
He also, well, last na po.
Dawson got for Christmas
He also got
from Santa.
for Christmas.
He also got for Christmas?
Ayun, actually, Sir Bill, kasi hindi ko talaga masyadong marinig yung audio, mahina siya, pero yung mic mo malakas. So, sa rinig ko, yung he also ata yun.
Okay. Got it. Sorry, medyo mahina ata audio pag sa Lark.
And,
Pero don't worry ka
sir,
naman.
sa po, kasi minsan sa meeting namin, sa Zoom po, parang pag nag-share ng screen, parang kailangan share computer media ba yun, media file. Kaya siguro baka yung mismong sinishare nyo po mahina. Pero clear naman po yung mic. Sorry, may haba pa explanation.
It's okay. Sige, I'll help you out with this one. So, I think you're correct. I think there's something here. I don't think it's a name. I don't think it's Dawson. I think it's also, I don't think wala na yung he. So, I'll check with this one.
Christmas. Dawson got
Oh, it's Dawson. Can you hear that?
Dawson talaga.
Dawson talaga siya. Hindi siya talaga also. So, very useful itong playback speed button natin dito. So, Dawson talaga siya. Dawson got for Christmas. Is Christmas a proper noun?
Yes po, kasi
Yes.
season.
Yes. So, it's supposed to be capital C. So, hindi na notice yun ni AI and therefore dapat na notice natin. Christmas. Don't worry, it's fine. Nakakalito minsan. If hindi mo alam kung proper noun or hindi, you can search naman quickly lang sa Google
Okay po.
kung proper noun yan. So, capital C.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
Okay. So, in this part, there's a loud speech here. Like a kid. I think may overlapping section dito. Bago niya sabihin yung Santa or in between when he said Santa, biglang may nagsalita na. So, let's try to dissect the whole clip. So, ano ba yung narinig natin from the whole clip? So, we have one female speaker.
Dawson got for Christmas.
Okay, so we have this background noise na static lang.
Dawson got for Christmas.
That one. And then my overlapping speech dito, my second speaker here. Okay, so now, once we dissect everything, we know what errors to actually omit or what errors to actually solve. So in this part, first listen ko pa lang, alam ko na that I have to cut this out.
Dawson got.
So there's no way to transcribe that.
Okay.
Tsaka overlapping section din siya, di ba?
Apo.
So I'll cut this part. I'll press here and then click E on my keyboard or end cut. So let's try to see if anong matitira sa speech natin. No?
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
From Santa. Tama naman, di ba? I think
Apo.
tama naman.
Dawson got for Christmas from Santa.
Okay. So it looks like this is correct. Dawson talaga siya thanks to our playback button. You just missed this one. The Christmas, but that's okay. A lot of people miss or kaya nagkakamali or mishear something that they think that aren't proper nouns, but they actually are proper nouns. So in this case, events, Christmas, like Christmas capital C. So ayun, thank you so much, Ma'am Sherilyn. Maybe we'll go for one last. Medyo fun pala siya, no?
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll click submit, pero before that, let's Wheel of Fortune muna tayo. Last na talaga. Grabe, hindi pa napunta kay Sir. Ma'am ba to or Sir M?
It's ma'am.
Ma'am M. Hello, what's up?
Hello.
Thank you for calling sa radio station natin. Okay. So, ayun, ang gagawin nyo lang po is you're going to instruct me to whatever it is. Sorry po, medyo mahina yung audio ni Lark. But I'll try my best to help.
Just like my
Ito. So, I'll play the cut. Okay? And then you can take a listen.
Okay.
just like my friend whose name is Gingerbread Man. Yeah. Bye.
Okay, wala kang ikakat dito. So, walang errors to. As you can see here, mukhang okay naman siya. So, there are clips talaga na ganun. Since, as I mentioned earlier, gumagaling nga sa AI, may mga clips talaga na wala tayong kailangan na-edit. Pero wag tayong maging complacent, ha? Let's try to listen to it again, ganyan. But for this case, mukhang madali naman to. Hanap tayo na medyo mahirap-hirap. Okay, this one, Ma'am M. So, play ko ulit.
Okay, pa-play po.
I went on live today and like there were.
I went on live.
I went on live today and like there were.
They were. Parang tama naman.
Ano po yun? Sorry.
Parang tama naman siya. I went on live today and like they were.
I went on live today and like there were. I went on live.
On live or online?
Ayun. So that's the actual issue that I have. I'm not sure if it's online or on live. So let's try to check with this one. Si player natin.
I went on live today. I went on live today.
So what do you think?
Parang live.
So you think this is correct?
Yes, speech,
I went online
oo.
today and like there was nobody on. I went on live today and like there was nobody on there. Nobody on.
Okay, here's an issue that I saw. The word is actually half pronounced.
I went on live today and like there was
They were you said the ends here, and then the next word starts here.
nobody on there.
So I think it's half pronounced. So
So,
live
pwede
nga
siyang
yung and hindi natin siya papahabain, bawal tayo magpahaba.
Oo.
Pwede lang natin siyang iklian.
Oo.
So, ano ang rule po natin kapag may half pronounced word at the end?
Either buuin or cut na lang.
Okay, so the rule is to cut po. So in this case, since
I went on live today and like there was
okay, so half pronounced to, dito siya nag-end. I listen to it.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I'll need to cut this one. I'll press E and then I'll erase this word.
I went on live today and like
Wala pala yung they, sorry.
I went on live today and like there I went on live today and like there
Okay.
Kaya lang parang magkadikit yung day.
Parang magkadikit eh, no?
Oo.
I went on live today and like there
Oh, I think that will work.
I went on live today and like there
I think that will work. I think that's possible as they. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
thanks, Ma'am M.
Thank you.
May tuturo din ako sa inyong trick that I do. Let's go to the next one.
How far that should go?
That's not this one.
You see me wearing glasses? That's why I need glasses. You see me wearing glasses? You see me wearing...
Naghanap ako ng magandang example.
Oh God, I can't. Yeah.
Even on the other side, it's soft. Even on the
Like at home, they're perfectly fine, but
I'm Crisel, may question ka pala. Will it be okay to describe we of were? Because it's a standalone word? Yep, it's okay. But I think with the case earlier, it's too fast. Like, I don't think the we was clearly heard na we. Parang magkadikit na talaga sa word because it's said too fast. So in that case, actually, you can cut it with the we and not the were. No, and not the whole word na were. You can cut it at the we and then bahala na lang yung QA and eval to check that. But I think it's still doable. But in my case, I just wanted to be safe. Parang I'll just cut it na lang na were para lang safe. Okay.
like at home, they're perfectly...
Looking for the perfect ano eh.
1, 2. Oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. 1, 2. Oh no, I can't.
Okay, I'm looking for the perfect example.
My kid can't read, but watch what he can do.
Crap, I can't find the perfect one.
Oh my god.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
Okay, so this I think is okay. So here, come on bitch. So let's see if it's correct.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
Is that bitch? Wait.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
I think it's bitch talaga. So here, as you can see, the audio clip, may sound waves siya, diba? And each increase of that sound wave is actually a sound. So we may not sure if it's like a music, a word, or whatever. We're not sure, pero sa sound wave, sound yan. Hindi siya flat eh. Kapag flat, of course, wala. Like this one. Meron siya konti lang. Pero yung makikita nyo kung flat na flat lang, wala siyang sound at all. So in this case, I can assume where the word starts. Okay, so if sinabi niyang come on bitch, I can assume that the word come on is here. So let's try to play it here.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
Okay, so here, I can also assume na the second come on bitch starts from here kasi there's a flat line here.
Come on, bitch.
Okay, so I'm correct, right? So the come on bitch and then come on bitch, right? So ngayon, the thing is to dissect naman per word. If you dissect na per phrase, you can dissect per word. So na makita mo yung sound wave per word. I think ito, since dugtong niyang sinalita, come on, nag-act siya as one word here. So you can see this one whole blob of sound waves.
Come on, bitch. Come on.
So I can assume that this is come on, tapos ito yung bitch on the other side. I can also assume that this is come on, tapos the bitch is here. So let's see if this is correct. I'm not sure if this is the bitch part. So let's see.
Edge. Edge.
Ayun, parang ganun nga. So I think what we can do is try to analyze each sound wave that we encounter so that we can say, okay, I think I need to cut out the last bitch kasi may overlapping part doon. Kunyari lang. So now I can say, oh, okay, I think the bitch part is over here. So I can click and cut here.
Come on, bitch. Come on.
Okay. May nakalimutan akong B dito, hindi ko alam. So B.
Come on, bitch. Come on.
Ayun. So we cut out the whole word, bitch. So I think in terms of analyzing the actual soundtrack and the actual sound waves, we can make our jobs easier and faster so that we know where the words start, we know where the words end. So very interesting to kasi that's why yes, it's similar in video editing applications. Ganun din, ganun din. Pero dito kasi we can't stitch, 'di ba, Ma'am Josephina? Sa video editing apps you can stitch from like one whole cut here tapos isang cut here, pwede mo siyang i-stitch. So dito hindi tayo pwede mag-stitch. So in this case, same lang din sa ginagawa nila with podcasts. I don't know if you listen to podcasts. Pero yung mga kinakat na line sa podcasts para hindi pangit pakinggan sa Spotify or whatsoever. So this is what they do then. So they try to analyze this one. Actually, with this job, they sabi nila transcription is easy. You know, sabi nila, okay, transcription, easy naman yan. Wala na, work from home, whatever. Hindi po ganun kadali. Kasi we have to have a keen, sharp ears. We also have to have good understanding of the English language. And since we're also technically audio editing, diba? So we need to analyze also the audio tracks or the audio clips that we encounter. Right. So it's not that easy. Actually, I want to call transcriptionists audio text engineers, just because it's technically engineering audio and text. But anyway, I guess that's for another time. Ayun. Any more questions that I can entertain or that I can answer to make our lives easier? Ano to ba si Sir Paul or wala? Wala pa. Baka busy. Okay. So I guess the next step lang for me is here. I'm going to be sending you these updated annotation guidelines. And then I know that all of you guys will practice using TCS. So you need to download the platform. We'll practice using TCS. And then once you practice, we will schedule you for assessment period and see if you can already start working. Basically, what you guys will be doing is assessment. You'll just be doing what I did a while ago. Like I was editing and then I was mentioning particular guidelines that I'm following. Okay, and then that's it. All right. So my question pala, Sir Joel, do we need to capitalize the letter of the first word in the sentence? No, not technically. As you can see here, it doesn't matter. Not unless it's a name like, oops, sorry, not like Brittany. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Like that. But in this case, no need. No need to capital C. So lowercase lang for the first part. Kasi hindi siya ending in a period. Okay. So ito, may other people that's going to transcribe this part of the soundtrack. So it's like one whole continuous line. It's one whole continuous text. So we don't need to capitalize the first part. Also, when you're trying to discard, kunyari, discard nyo, dapat ba i-clear out ko to? Like, ganyan. Nope, no need, don't clear it out kasi it's a check pa yan ng QA. If dapat bang i-discard ang task na to. We call this tasks, ha? So, going to the next task, you need to click submit. Next task. Next task.
I'm ready.
Hi, Sir Bill. May we have a copy of the recording if possible? Yes, I will be sending you guys a recording. We're now running at 1 hour and 55. 55 minutes. So sakto lang talaga yung 2 hours that I allotted. So I will also be sharing the annotation guidelines for you guys to review throughout the weekend. Okay. So any other questions from the team? So if not, we can adjourn and we can have a lovely dinner. When is the assessment? You can schedule your assessments with Sir Paul and si Brett. Brett is our manager for this one. He schedules the assessments and the trainings, exams, and so on. So add ko siya sa group chat, then kausapin niyo na lang si Brett. Could we also use exclamation point? You can't use exclamation point not unless it's part of a brand. Like, ano bang brand na may exclamation point? Ano bang brand na may exclamation point? I think, wait. I don't know actually. I don't know. I don't know a brand that has an exclamation point. But if ever you come across with a brand that has an exclamation point, you can use it. You can even use periods or whatever punctuation that you can, or that's the official brand name. Okay. Any more questions? Yum. I'm not sure of that brand, but if you say so, let's try the search. Yum. Yum brands. Ayun. Tama. It's in the stock. Pero Yum, ang ganda ng taker nyo. YUM lang. Yahoo din. Yes. What else? Ganun. If that's the case, pwede rin yung exclamation point. Basta may exclamation point sa official name, ha? Official name. Not like the one you heard from somewhere or the one read in a conversation somewhere. So how would you know the official name? Go to their website. You just Google it. Ayun. Thanks to Sir James or Ma'am James, sorry, and to Ma'am M for the examples. Okay, so if that is the case, any last words po, Ma'am Hazel, before we adjourn?
We'll just keep you updated na lang sa GC with regards sa review at saka sa assessment.
All right. So if that is all, thank you guys for attending. I hope you learned a thing or two from me. So no worries. You can ask me anytime. You can message me on Lark and on our GC if you have any more clarifications or questions that you guys may come across with. Okay? Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And have a good weekend. Happy Friday. I hope you guys enjoy your Friday dinner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.